Before we dive into today's story, if this is your first time watching one of our videos, we'd love for you to hit that subscribe button. Your support means the world to us and helps us bring you even more powerful stories. Stick with us till the very end. And if this story moves you, share your thoughts in the comments and send it to a friend who needs to hear it. Now, let's begin. The story begins with Elena Cruz, the quiet one in a house that never seemed to stop buzzing. In their Riverton suburb, the Cruz home pulsed with noise. Her sister Sienna's laughter bouncing off the walls, her playlists blasting through speakers, and their parents endlessly chattering about her latest shopping spree or viral dance clip. Elena, meanwhile, was the opposite. She sat tucked in a corner with a notebook or a math puzzle, dreaming of the life she would build on her own terms. "You're always so serious," Marta, her mother, would sigh, glancing at Elena's furrowed brow while she scribbled equations. "Lighten up like your sister." Sienna was the sun in their orbit, all charm and sparkles, while Elena was the quiet moon, steady but unnoticed. From the time she was 12, Elena was determined to carve her own path. She babysat for neighbors, stashing every dollar into a shoebox under her bed. "What are you saving for, Elena?" her father Raphael asked once, his tone half curious, half dismissive. "A laptop," she said quickly. "The library computers are always full, and I need something for school." Raphael chuckled, ruffling her hair without really listening. The moment faded as Sienna came twirling into the room in a sequined top, demanding attention. "Mom, Dad, everyone at school has the new phone. Can I please get one?" And just like that, their parents' focus shifted. Marta beamed, pulling out Raphael's credit card, while Elena quietly folded another dollar into her shoebox. Birthdays only made the differences sharper. At Sienna's parties, laughter filled the air, glittery gift bags piled high with designer trinkets. Elena, in contrast, opened envelopes with $20 bills, carefully stacking them in her room. One year, Raphael caught sight of her growing stash and asked, "What's the plan this time?" Elena's eyes lit up as she explained her dream laptop. For a moment, his face softened with pride. But before the conversation could deepen, Sienna burst into the room, squealing about her cheer squad's latest drama. Marta leaned in eagerly, and Elena's little moment disappeared like smoke. It wasn't that her parents didn't love her. Elena knew in their way they did, but they valued appearance over substance, sparkle over steadiness. Marta, a polished real estate agent, and Raphael, a smooth-talking car salesman, cared about how their family looked to the neighbors. Sienna's perfectly curated photos became their bragging rights at neighborhood gatherings. "Our girl's practically famous," Marta would gush. Elena's thrifted jeans and practical ponytail didn't fit the image. So Elena built her own sanctuary, late afternoons in Riverton's library, where silence reigned and her mind could breathe. By high school, Elena's focus sharpened. She poured herself into essays and scholarship applications, her lamp burning long after Sienna's music rattled the walls. When the acceptance letter from Riverton Institute of Technology arrived, full ride computer science program, Elena's joy spilled over. She rushed to the living room, waving the paper. "Mom, Dad, I did it," she shouted. Marta glanced up briefly from adjusting Sienna's selfie pose. "That's nice, sweetheart," she murmured. Raphael peeked over his phone. "Good job, kid. We knew you'd pull it off." Their words were kind but hollow. Elena's smile faltered as she retreated to her room, whispering to herself, "This is just the beginning." Meanwhile, Sienna struggled. Report cards filled with CS sparked no scolding. Instead, Marta hugged her tightly. "Sweetie, grades aren't everything. You've got charm." Raphael chimed in. "You'll find your path, princess." Elena stared in disbelief. "Are you serious?" "She barely passed," she muttered once, earning Marta's sharp glare. "Don't be harsh, Elena. Your sister's special in her own way." Elena bit her tongue, retreating once more. The pattern was clear. Sienna was celebrated for existing, Elena for achieving. And even then, her achievements were brushed aside. College became Elena's escape. On Riverton Tech's sleek campus, filled with buzzing coffee shops and modern labs, she finally felt like she belonged. She buried herself in coding projects, group assignments, and late-night debugging marathons. Each success fueled her. Each challenge sharpened her resolve. By graduation, she stood with honors, clutching a degree that represented every sleepless night, every lonely library session. Her first job came quickly, a position at Nne'folktales Technologies, a rising star in Riverton's downtown tech scene. The office hummed with energy, glass walls reflecting ambition. Elena threw herself into it, thriving under pressure. When her boss, Mr. Hayes, pulled her aside after a big project and said, "You've got real leadership in you," her chest swelled with pride. Within a year, she was promoted to project manager, leading a team twice her age. That evening, she dialed home, eager to share. "Mom, Dad, I got promoted," she said brightly. Marta paused, then sighed. "That's nice, dear. Did you hear Sienna's working with a makeup brand now? They're flying her to Los Angeles." Raphael added, "She's killing it." Elena forced a smile into the receiver. "That's great," she murmured, even as her heart sank. Their dismissal became fuel. If they wouldn't celebrate her, she'd make her victories impossible to ignore. She saved every bonus, slowly transforming her modest condo into a home that reflected her. Clean lines, warm tones, shelves crammed with novels and tech manuals. When she finally bought herself a reliable SUV, sleek but practical, she felt unstoppable. But Sienna called soon after, her voice dripping with mockery. "Heard about your little car. Cute," she said. "You know, I could teach you how to live smarter, not harder." Elena frowned. "What's that supposed to mean?" Sienna laughed cruelly. "Find a guy with money, Elena. Why grind when you can shine?" Elena hung up, her sister's words echoing in the silence. Sienna's life glittered on the surface. Brand deals, glossy photos, constant shopping sprees. Marta and Raphael fed her every whim, paying for trips, photo shoots, even a festival ticket in California. "She's practically a celebrity," Marta bragged at gatherings. Elena, meanwhile, worked late nights at Nne'folktales, watching her colleagues rise with her. She didn't need the spotlight, but the unfairness cut deep. Still, she pressed forward, telling herself, "One day they'll see me." It was at one of Riverton's glittering galas that Sienna met Damien Vaughn. He was everything her parents dreamed of for their daughter. Handsome, polished, the heir to a sprawling real estate empire. His family owned half the skyline of downtown Riverton. Marta nearly fainted the first time she heard his last name. "Vaughn? As in Vaughn Towers?" "The Vaughn residences," she gasped, fanning herself. Raphael grinned wide, already imagining the doors this could open. Within months, Sienna announced their engagement, flashing a diamond so large Elena thought it could blind her. At family dinners, Marta couldn't stop beaming. "He's from such a good family," she told neighbors, while Raphael bragged about Damien's collection of luxury cars. Elena sat quietly, pushing food around her plate, feeling more like a stranger in her own family's home. Sienna's wedding became the event of the year in Riverton. Draped in white silk and sequins, she floated down the aisle in a gown that cost more than Elena's annual salary. Guests whispered and admired while Marta and Raphael looked as though they had orchestrated the heavens themselves. Elena, in her simple navy dress, stood among the crowd, clapping politely, her heart a storm of mixed emotions. Jordan, her coworker and closest friend, leaned over and whispered, "You okay?" Elena forced a smile. "I'm fine," she lied. Inside, though, she wondered if her parents would ever look at her with the kind of pride they now lavished on Sienna. Back in her own life, Elena had milestones too, though they paled in her family's eyes. She bought her condo in Midtown Riverton, a modest one-bedroom with a view of the skyline. To her, it was a castle. every corner a symbol of her independence. She invited her parents and Sienna for a condo warming party, decorating with string lights and cooking her favorite dishes. Jordan and Tasha arrived early, arms full of wine and laughter. "This is gorgeous, Elena!" Tasha exclaimed, twirling around the small but cozy living room. Elena beamed, but when her family arrived, the warmth shifted. Sienna's heels clicked against the hardwood as she glanced around with a smirk. "Cute," she said flatly. Marta barely looked at the decorations before launching into a story about Sienna's latest campaign shoot. When Jordan tried to toast Elena's promotion, Marta cut him off. "Oh, that reminds me, Sienna's meeting with a jewelry brand next week. Big things ahead." The air tightened. Tasha caught Elena's eye and gave her a small nod of solidarity, but Elena's smile had already dimmed. Things unraveled faster than anyone expected. Just a year into the marriage, Damian Vaughn walked out. Sienna called Elena one afternoon, her voice dripping with both fury and disbelief. He said, "I'm shallow, Elena. Can you believe that? Me. Shallow." Elena nearly choked on her coffee. She bit her tongue, resisting the urge to say, "Yes, I can believe it." Instead, she murmured, "I'm sorry, Sienna." Sienna sniffled dramatically. "I had to move back home. Mom and Dad are just devastated for me. You should come over, be a good sister." Elena stared at the phone, wondering if her family even realized she had her own storms to weather. Marta and Raphael transformed their suburban house into a shrine of recovery for Sienna. Spa days, shopping trips, endless attention. They gave her everything she asked for. Elena, meanwhile, had just secured the biggest client Novosphere had ever landed. When she called home to share the news, her father sighed into the receiver. "That's nice, Elena, but your sister's going through a tough time. Don't make this about you." Elena gripped the phone tightly. "I'm not," she started, but Marta's voice cut her off. "Be supportive, Elena. Sienna needs us." Elena hung up, her chest burning with resentment. The breaking point came when Elena won an all-expenses-paid cruise around the world, a reward from Novosphere for her innovative project leadership. The moment she heard, she screamed with joy, picturing herself exploring cities she'd only read about. She called her parents, her voice bubbling with excitement. "Mom, Dad, I won. 5 months around the world." Silence lingered. Then Marta's voice, sharp as glass. "Elena, how can you even think about a vacation right now? Your sister is heartbroken. She needs this more than you." Elena blinked, stunned. "What?" "I earned this," she protested. Raphael jumped in. "Don't be selfish, Elena. Family comes first." Elena's voice shook. "Family? You mean Sienna comes first?" She hung up, her decision already made. She was going. The cruise was everything Elena had dreamed of. She wandered through vibrant markets in Morocco, stood awestruck before sunsets in Santorini, and hiked through the lush trails of New Zealand. She laughed with strangers, tried exotic foods, and for the first time in her life, felt weightless, untethered from the shadow of her sister. "I've never felt so alive," she confessed in an email to Jordan and Tasha, attaching a photo of herself, smiling wide on the deck of the ship. For 5 months, she wasn't the overlooked daughter or the serious sister. She was simply Elena, breathing freely. But reality was waiting. When the ship docked back in Riverton, Elena turned on her phone, expecting congratulations or at least curiosity. Instead, there were only a few missed calls from her parents, nothing from Sienna. Her stomach sank, but she brushed it off. She drove back to her condo, luggage in tow, humming to herself, ready to return to the life she had worked so hard to build. The moment she opened her condo door, her heart dropped. Sienna was sprawled across her couch, surrounded by shopping bags and takeout boxes. Elena froze, keys dangling in her hand. "What the hell are you doing here?" she demanded. Sienna barely glanced up from her phone. "Oh, you're back. I needed a break from Mom and Dad's house. Too much drama." Elena's blood boiled. "How did you even get in?" Sienna rolled her eyes. Your spare key, duh. Mom gave it to me. Elena stood speechless, her sanctuary violated, the freedom of the past 5 months shattered in an instant. Needing air, Elena stormed outside. But when she reached the parking lot, her SUV was gone. Panic ripped through her chest. She dialed Marta immediately. "Where's my car?" she shouted. Marta's laugh was light, almost mocking. "Oh, sweetheart, don't overreact. We sold it." Sienna needed cheering up, so we took her shopping and to a spa. Elena's grip on the phone tightened, her voice trembling with rage. "That was my car. I paid for it." Raphael's voice cut in, cold and stern. "What's yours is ours, Elena. Family shares." Elena's vision blurred. "Family doesn't steal," she hissed. Marta snapped. "Don't be so selfish. Your sister has been through enough." Years of resentment swelled inside Elena like a tidal wave. This was the final betrayal. Elena marched back into her condo, fury simmering beneath her calm face. Sienna still lounged on the couch, scrolling as if nothing had happened. "Get out," Elena said quietly, her voice low but firm. Sienna blinked, startled. "What? This is family, Elena." I said get out," Elena repeated, louder this time. Sienna sat up, pouting. "You're so uptight. Damien was right. You'll end up alone if you keep acting like this." Elena's jaw tightened. Better alone than suffocated by thieves. For once, Sienna had no clever reply. She grabbed her bags, muttering insults, and stormed out. Elena locked the door behind her, her hands trembling. This wasn't over. She knew Marta and Raphael wouldn't let it end so easily. Days later, Elena received an invitation from her parents. Marta's voice over the phone was sugar-coated. "Sweetheart, we're hosting a community gala this weekend. It would mean so much if you came. It's important for the family." Elena hesitated, suspicion gnawing at her. She almost said no, but something inside her whispered this was the moment she'd been waiting for. "I'll be there," she said coldly, hanging up before her mother could gush about Sienna. The night of the gala arrived. The Cruz family home was lit up like a palace, filled with neighbors, colleagues, and community leaders. Marta and Raphael beamed as they introduced Sienna to guests, their voices dripping with pride. "She's our shining star," Marta declared, squeezing her daughter's hand. Elena stood in the corner, watching, her chest heavy. Jordan and Tasha had come for support, standing by her side. "This is your chance," Tasha whispered. Elena nodded, taking a deep breath. She stepped forward as Raphael raised a glass to toast. "To our beloved daughter, Sienna, who brings light wherever she goes." "Enough!" Elena's voice rang out, cutting through the hum of chatter. Heads turned. Glasses froze midair. Marta's smile faltered. "Elena!" she hissed under her breath. "Not now." But Elena kept going, her voice steady, echoing through the hall. "All my life, I've worked for everything I have. Every dollar, every step, every achievement. And all my life, you've ignored it. You sold my car to fund her shopping spree. You gave her my home key without asking. You've stolen from me, belittled me, and called it love." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Raphael's face darkened. "This isn't the place," he snapped. Elena's eyes blazed. "This is exactly the place." Sienna's cheeks flushed red as she tried to laugh it off. "She's just jealous, everyone. Don't listen." But Elena's voice thundered over hers. "Jealous? No. I'm done. Done being the invisible daughter. Done sacrificing while you celebrate her tantrums and failures. Done letting you drain me to feed your favorite child's vanity." Marta stammered, reaching for her arm. "Elena, please," Elena pulled away. "No, I won't be your shadow anymore." She turned to the stunned guests. "This is the truth about the Cruz family. Behind the smiles and glamour is favoritism, theft, and cruelty, and I won't be part of it any longer." The room erupted in whispers. Marta and Raphael stood frozen, their carefully crafted image crumbling in front of their neighbors. Sienna's lips trembled as the mask of confidence slipped from her face. Elena, with Jordan and Tasha at her side, set down her empty glass and walked toward the door. The night air hit her like a baptism, cool and freeing. For the first time, she felt light, not because her family had lifted her up, but because she had let them go. As they reached the car, Jordan squeezed her hand. "You did it." Elena exhaled, a small smile breaking across her face. "No," she said softly. "I finally started living." Like and subscribe to my channel for more contents like this, and let us know where you are watching from under the comment section.